Looks like I've come upon a Walmart that doesn't allow overnight parking. And the cops are here to see that I don't stay the night. I was all set to go too. As you can see, the back seat's in bed mode. You think they tow the workers every night? Gotta say, I was a little skeptical at parking in this church, maybe even Sunday school-esque building over here. But it worked out. You know, it was a little lit up. So, you know, to keep the murderers away. I was at another church with no lights, but I had no data. I had no phone connection, and I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to be in some Freddy movie. So travel tip, churches are pretty good. You could normally park in a church parking lot if you wanted to. If I've learned one thing, check for signs. That train was close though, huh? It's right there. Woke me up many times during the night. I'm really close to the track over here. Woke me up. Oh, another one! I can't even test on my Loom Cube to see how good it is. This great day is starting off to a great start. Man, do I love these small old towns. I mean, look, you can just see right down Main Street. Sideways parking. And this old drive-through sign. It's gone. Just a bunch of rubble and rub. And a tarp. 1830s Town Hall. Could be wrong, but tell me. Tell me that doesn't look like a Independence Hall. Badass courthouse. Maybe this is where Santa got to. I don't see him. But
Chipmunk over there by the birdhouse.
oh yeah.
See, he quit working, but when you pay $1 for him, you know, you see the hummingbird on that nest.
Oh wow.
And I wish there was something I could do to make it stand out more. I don't know what to do, but and the sun fades everything so quickly.
They're pretty cool. Although, looks like that chicken's giving up too. Joining Santa and not work heaven. Along with this chicken. The big clock was erected in 1833. In the time since this plaque, they cut off the UGH. It's just Winsboro now, with an L. Back when people used clocks. Now they just use their phones, right? Not every day you could see a building that you couldn't drive through. Probably was for horses back in the day, right? Now it's a drive-through window. It's got an old RV and a bunch of fake sheep. I thought they were real for a second. Don't want to be a black one. Be the odd guy out. Could be that nobody's even seen these things. I mean, who actually looks, you know, like intently at the sides of the road? Or are they just on airplane mode trying to get from work to home? Are they paying attention? I know I used to do airplane mode. You know, where you just kind of like don't remember the ride home because it was just uneventful. An old powder blue Mustang. Oh, it's beautiful. Right next to all these abandoned houses on the other side. And this tree is a bunch of bikes. Airplane right there. Looks like a guy's even hanging out of the airplane. Looks like it's got a bunch of more bikes over there. Just ready to be put up. Ghostbuster-esque hearses with a creepy face inside. It's pretty interesting. Some would say, sweet. The advantages to just getting lost in the middle of absolute nowhere, South Carolina. I mean, I'm in the middle of the road. I could practically take a nap here and no one would come and run me over. Wasn't feeling that great this morning. With that train waking me up like 3 times, I got a bunch of broken sleep. I wanted to talk about that whole forced positivity thing. Carrying much, but still a good sight. I think we live in a time where we think we have to be happy all the time because that's all we see on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. You know, nobody Instagrams themselves a picture of them crying, right? I like to think of it like this, you know, you've got a winter, right? But going through the winter makes you appreciate the summer and the spring. And then dealing with the summer, kind of getting sick of it, makes you appreciate the winter. And, you know, kind of if you're always happy, you're kind of in a California state. Like, I don't know, maybe you take advantage of the fact that it's always great out. You're taking that for granted. Something else has to come. You become spoiled. The weather's just too good. You don't have to fight for the weather, you know? You don't have to go through the bad to get to the good. But that's always what it is. Nobody's consistently always happy. We all have our days of not happy, elated, not happy, spectacular. You know, someone kicks us in the nuts, and then we go to a bar and we meet a woman. I'm not a therapist or whatever, so take my advice with a grain of salt, but you know, I do try and, you know, help you guys out. If anything that I say helps you guys out, then I feel like all I do is worth it. Look, a cop. Police of Fairfield County. Sure. That's how you know it's small. I want to serve. I want to serve people. I want to help the greater good. I don't want this to be a spot where I rag on all my issues. Although sometimes me ragging on my issues can help somebody else get through theirs. So maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe you shouldn't always be happy. And us always being happy is showing them a false side. And all the viewers are thinking, hey, they're always happy. Why am I not always happy? Is there something wrong with me? No, there's nothing wrong with you. Everyone gets sad and depressed and not happy, angry at sometimes. It's good to show emotions, because if you don't show emotions and you just stuff them down and you pretend like they don't exist, then you've got a bigger problem on your hand. Because you're going to feel nothing, and feeling nothing is not a place you want to be. Because then you're just a shell of a human being who's just nothing. If you don't cry as a man, it's okay to cry as a man, okay? I'll go out there, I'll put my head on the chopping block and say, yeah, men can cry, you know? I think because men don't cry, they hold on to things, and those things that they hold on to kill us. On average, 7 years earlier than women, because they can cry and they can show their emotions. But us men, oh no, it's not manly to cry. Who cares what people think, okay? I'm not saying just go out in public and cry, but you know, find a person that'll support you, or even do it by yourself. Just let out a couple of little dinosaur tears, you know? It takes a lot of gravitas and balls to do that, to be a man that can cry and, you know, not succumb to like what a man is supposed to be, and just be who you are. I mean, sometimes you just gotta start. Sometimes, I think there was a Martin Luther King quote, because yesterday was Martin Luther King Day. Faith is taking the first step and not seeing the staircase. Sometimes you gotta put all the chips in on yourself and not know where that chip is going to land. You know, not knowing where that ball is going to land, and that roulette wheel of life. But putting everything all in on yourself and not letting other people dictate what you're going to do with your life. Now this is becoming like a really inspirational type of thing. It started with trains and it's gonna end with trains. And anyone else who likes trains, this is the Hampton and Bridgeville number 44. Built in Philly in 1927, retired in 1959. And after that, the boilers were then recycled for the diesel locomotives that replaced it. Pretty cool. Recycling, that's what's up. I love these diesel locomotive right here. The, what you call it? Polar Express looking ones. I'm looking at a star and blip 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 blue. And I was just on top of one of those the other day when I was in Delaware. All aboard! My time in Wilmington, where I looked at another one of these guys. This thing holds all the water and coal, because this thing needs something like 500,000 gallons of water, which is pretty crazy. That's my that's when you combine crazy and incredible. Oh, Blizzet. This car was built and originally owned by the Pullman Company, which operated its fleet of sleeping cars under contract with various railroads. The railroads sold the tickets and pulled the car. I want to see what a sleeping car looks like. Well, that's a bummer. I wonder if they open them, if this place opens. Definitely want to come back to this place when it's open. You can get a little look at it right now. Oh, look at that. Right there. It's one of those telegraphs. I believe. Not open though. Look at all the coal they got over there. They must run these things. Old railroad crossing sign. Got an old digger that's on tracks. Looks like that one's nice and open, like a safari type. It's quite a sight. Glad I got out today. See, every time I say, maybe I won't make a video today, look at what I could have missed, huh? I like that purple one. Stylish. In the fact that it has a modern door on it. Kinda weird. These little mini looking cars right here were used for track maintenance. Although they were replaced with pickup trucks with the wheels on them. Fun fact, the same company that made these now make the conversion kit for pickup trucks. Like bumper car railroad edition. Made it back to the Planet Fitness to get my positive dopamines on. You know, every time I feel bad, you gotta do it. You gotta try and, you can't let the sadness win. Because if it wins, it's not gonna stop winning until you make it lose. What up? So you gotta get out there, you gotta get the workout on. You'll feel better afterwards. You won't want to do it in the beginning, but like I said before, sometimes all you gotta do is start. If anybody else has any other sentiments to add to this kind of long ramble that I had in the middle of this video, alright, remember to eat bacon and talk about sausages in your dreams, and I'll see you tomorrow.